Good morning, St. Anne's. It's my pleasure, as a member of the Vestry, to take a few moments to share some of the good works underway inside the walls of this sanctuary and inside the much larger walls of God's kingdom on earth. But first, I'd like to thank the congregation for electing me to serve as a member of the Vestry, joining a long line of Annapolis Christians who believed in the mission of St. Anne's, going all the way back to 1692. I'd like to thank the congregation for the gift of my Vestry colleagues, who are not only a joy to work with, but also an example of Christ's love manifested on earth. Working alongside them for the good of our parish is one of the great honors of my life. My charge this morning is to make sure that each of you knows the positive impact our church makes on the lives of its parishioners and in the wider world beyond our church community. As I looked at the dozens of things this parish does monthly, I found most could be grouped into one of two categories: activities that care for our church and its parishioners, and activities that improve the lives of people in the world beyond St. Anne's. Both categories are essential, because making an impact on the world would be impossible without the strong foundation of a healthy and growing congregation. Toward this end, all of us are grateful for the efforts of Karen Davis, who has agreed to lead a revitalized newcomers and fellowship ministry, and Joe Tetlow and Babs Mercero for doing the same in the hospitality ministry. These ministries work together to create the warm and inviting atmosphere that makes longtime parishioners feel at home and encourages visitors to join our community. I probably have a special appreciation for the work of these ministries because occasionally, when my daughter Claire doesn't feel like waking up on a Sunday morning to come to church, the promise of pastries and cake often does the trick. And truth be told, the coffee that's made available often does the trick for me. These ministries help strengthen our church so all of us can go into the world and fulfill our other missions. These missions are many, and a host of meaningful endeavors are supported by money distributed by our St. Anne's Grants Committee, which just this week has opened a new season of applications. Our mission to Guatemala selected a week at the end of July to travel again to a remote corner of the world to visit old friends and help them live a healthier and more dignified life. I'd also like to recognize the extraordinary work of our recently established Cup of Cold Water ministry, led by Janice Jobson, Patricia Jennings, and Reverend Kathy. Through this ministry, many members of St. Anne's have committed themselves to providing meals, rides to church, and fellowship rooted in deep listening for dozens of our parishioners who have from time to time found themselves in need of these things. From the coffee in the narthex to the latrine in Guatemala to the offer of a ride so a parishioner might feel the great joy of church, our parish is at work. With our hands and hearts, this congregation is living God's call to be a blessing in the world. From me and from my Vestry colleagues, thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for your inspiration, and thank you for giving us a chance to serve.